welcome in. Here we are, Porsche Carrera Cup Round 4 at Fuji for Season 5. These machines are road cars. They've built to race car specs.
With our settings, getting everything right, there we go. So we're just on board with Brocky now. As he comes out of the pits, he's probably going to put a practice lap in. They're all on their qualifying settings at the moment, which is 25 litres of fuel. It's a short-ish qualifying session. Yeah, so we're just on board with Brocky as he goes around for his outlap. You get to see what their view of the track is like in the car and how they work these things. Seems like they're shifting just over halfway up the rev gauge at the bottom of the screen there. Noticed a few of them doing it in practice, so it seems to be about ideal spot to shift. Rocky's gone purple, he's up on his lap at the moment. You'll have to bear with me slightly. I'm not 100% set up and I'm trying to eat at the same time, so my bad guys. If you hear a bit of chewing, I will try and mute my mic in that situation. Still up on his time, so we'll get to see roughly what Brocky can do here. So far Matt Smacker's got the fastest lap of a 140.371. I did see a couple of 37s thrown down by a few people in practice, so expect that time to come tumbling down a little bit. What can Brocky do? What's Brocky got? Remember, we've got 5 minutes until qualifying starts, so 5 minutes until official qualifying, but this will give us a rough idea of what people can do, and we've got a 37.1541 from Brocky as the fastest lap at the moment. So we're just getting a bit of a lobby reset here while they give us some fresh weather pattern. Reset the lobby. It can rain. Ooh. Let's have a look at this radar because it looks a bit dark at the moment out there. There is some weather around. Whether that's going to really affect the race or not, we're still yet to find out, but having a look at it, it looks like the track's been wet and may still be a little bit moist. Interesting. We'll go out and jump on board with one of the guys. So Gravy's out at the moment. And the track is a little bit wet, but it's still alright to run the dry tyres on there. So this could be interesting, having a slightly wet track. Just bear with me for 2 minutes, and then we've got 4 minutes to quali, or probably 3.5 minutes to quali now. So we'll just find someone to run around with for a while. We'll just stay with Scozzy here and just watch this Martini livery float around. Hey Qantas, how are you? Sorry, I was just off mic then for a sec, scoffing down parts of my dinner. How you going, mate? Welcome in. We're a couple of minutes away from qualifying tonight. We've got 7 people here so far. So we've got Grave Digger, MacNova, Scozzy, Brocky, Ando, Giffo, and Maddie Smacker in at the moment. I'm not sure if anyone's still sitting in the lobby yet. No, just ourselves doing comms. Having dinner too? No, well, great minds think alike, mate. So we've just got Ando here on the back of Gravy. Ando's on the outlap, Gravy's not. And Gravy's just picked up a pen here. But it looks like the track's dried out now. It was initially wet to begin with. Alright, Gravy will serve his pen here. Just Gravy indicates there for Ando to go past. So even though Gravy did serve a half-second penalty, he's doing a 38.4 there. So he should have been in the 37s. Just had a message pop up saying someone was running late. Didn't quite catch that. Niff is running late. So we're just getting a group message to see if everyone's happy to delay the start just a tiny bit. We'll let Niffy come in and qualify. Brocky's currently purple. And we'll stay on board with Brocky while he finishes this lap. So we've just seen Brocky set a 36.9 so far. Gravy's currently purple too, so Gravy's got a bit of pace in him. Ando's done a 37.6. We've got got Mac Nova coming around, completing an outlap. So we've got Ando in the blue and purple colour shift livery there. It's just got the livery requirements on there and a little Qantas logo on the side. Gravy's got a blue, orange and white First Logistics livery, which is looking amazing on that car. We just had Chibi enter the room, so that brings us up to 8 drivers now. With NIF, that'll make 9. Mac Nova. Revolution race gear, white, grey and yellow livery there with big yellow rims. That looks good. That looks really good on the car. We've got Scozzy now out on track. Yeah, he was in the Martini one we were checking out before. Ando's done a 37 flat, so Ando's very close to the Brocky time. But it will be interesting because we've also got pit strategy, we've got the random weather aspect as well. So as we've seen when this rim reset, the clouds were dark and it had rained on the track, but it's totally dried up now. And we saw at Watkins, I don't know how long ago Watkins was, whether that was last week or the week before or something. But at Watkins we had Ando pull off a nose stop and everyone else pitted, so watch out for Mr. Strategy here, Ando. He could have something up his sleeve in the matter of fuel and tyre saving and not pitting. Then again, I haven't been on track. I haven't done any practice. I don't know what they're all going to do. Hey, Matt Smacker, how you going, mate? Good luck tonight. You got Chibi here. He's in the Absolute Vodka entry, the blue and orange. Nice clean livery there, looks really good. Just gets a bit loose there on exit. There's only an outlap though, he's probably just testing the limits of the car at the moment. Hey Scozzy, how you going? After your masterclass in GD 500 one stop, I'm sure you have no issues with pitting. Oh, I was going to race, but I got a message from Mr. Bondi himself just stating that he's not able to race tonight. He won't be here in time, so therefore I will be doing the broadcast. And I figured, well, if I'm doing the broadcast, I may as well just give everyone some a full race comms and broadcast. I haven't practiced or anything, so yeah. And that wasn't really a masterclass with a one-stop either. I decided to do the one-stop and then thought it'd be too late to change it to a two-stop and I'd lose too much time. So I ran around a lot of laps there with a dead right-hand front tyre doing 111s. But it was fun. It was the first GT 500 event I'd done. I quite liked it. So it was good. I was really happy to come up to 5th. Looks like we are starting qualifying now, so good luck to all you racers that you can hear me on stream, and if you can't, I've still wished you luck, so you should feel it in spirit. All the boys are going to go out now. So you did 13 laps on completely dead tyres. I did a lot of laps on completely dead tyres there, so yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, nonetheless, had fun. I'm normally busy on the Tuesdays, so that was a bit of a one-off event for me. Alright, so let's go out on track. We've got Scozzy out on track. We've got Giffo's out on track now. We're just trying to find who our leader is. It's going to be Giffo. He's the one leading this group around. We'll just stay on board with Giffo and just see how he tackles this event here tonight. Just in the driver cam, so this is what he'd be seeing. Feathering the throttle around that sweeping right-hander, and then as we come into this kind of almost hairpin chicane, hairpin Left-hander here with a pretty wide exit. You can just hear him trying to feel for the traction. I'm pretty sure, we'll just get the stats up, because I'm pretty sure it is slightly moist still. Yeah, slightly moist, but as we saw, within a couple of minutes the whole track dried up. Alright, so this is what the boys see here. You can see him working the steering wheel, working the throttle. So Giffo will be the one to lead us around for the first lap of qualifying here. I believe it is a 10-minute qualifier. They do start with a reduced fuel They do start with a reduced fuel load. So you'll see them throw down 2 or 3 laps and then possibly come in for a set of fresh tyres and a quick splash and finish off their qualifying as strong as they can. Alright, so Giffo leads the way. He's going to be the first man on track to complete a flying lap. The number 24 Fujitsu entry. I say all these cars look amazing. Well done, guys. The detailed deliveries and all of the Street2Track events have been amazing. So we'll just stay on board here with Giffo at the moment, and once he crosses the line, we'll start flicking through the field and seeing who's doing what. Fozzie, how you going, mate? You rate Giffo's livery? Yeah, I do too. There's a few liveries that are pretty good here. We've got Giffo's livery, the Fujitsu one, it looks really good. Scozzie's got the Martini, that's always a classic to watch. Brocky, I mean, I absolutely love the liveries Brocky does. Foz as well, being a teammate of Brocky. We really do love the Boxer Beauty Brocky 05 sim racing cars. They do look hella amazing. Chibi's one's nice, simple, basic. I really do like that though, the blue and the orange. We've got Niffy in the objective livery. Shades of blue and pink on there. Mostly black. Still a good looking livery. I like the headlights of the 2 different colours. Evening, Rucky. How are you, mate? Yeah, I'm well, Fozzie. I'm well. Thanks for asking. And we've got Matt Smacker with the Metallica entry, the Saint Anger. Been racing on and off with Matt Smacker for a while here, and he does love his metal-themed liveries, and I do love seeing him do them too. He's got great attention to detail on them as well. And Mac Nova, that Revolution race gear, I'm digging that as well, the grey, white and yellow. All of them I'm liking. I mean, Ando's is a bit basic tonight, but when we're going through the field, they all look very, very good. So they've all completed their first flying lap now, so we'll go through. We've got Niff, who's done a 137.189 on his first lap out. We've got Ando, he's done a 137.316, and Brocky with a 137.347. So that's your top 3 in qualifying at the moment, as we just see Brocky go purple. We did see Brocky in practice throw out a high 36 and Ando do a 37 flat. Niff wasn't here, so we didn't see what he did. We didn't see what he was doing, so I reckon it's going to be tight up the top between those 3 then. It's already showing it's tight. It's a 1/10.5 between them. And then 4 tenths back, we have Gravy with a 37.742, and then Giffo with a 37.911. Chibi's the first of the 38s, 38.576. Macnova, 39.222. Matty Smacker, a 39.804. And Scozzy with a 1 minute 40.234. As we see someone's coming into the pits the first time, that's Giffo. He's out of fuel already. So we'll see what these boys do. Brocky's done a 36.6. Scozzy betters his time with a 38.5. Chibi does that as well, a 38.5. 37.9, sorry. Macnova's about to come across the line. So 38.979 there for Macnova as they all jump back into the pits. to refresh their fuel and their tyres again. We've got 4 minutes qualifying left essentially. Rucky, you're doing good. Put your head on the pillow for a bit of shut-eye before work. Hey, Foz, your big bag of balls. You hear that, Foz? Your big bag of balls. Oh, another planned protest, Rucky. I remember speaking to you about it a while ago. You had one of those a while ago. You were telling me how much it logistically fucks around with business. But yeah, Rucky, always at work. You're one of those people that call work home and home work. Anyways, let's get back into it here. We've got Brocky's on an outlap at the moment. Ando's just done a 36.8. He's got no fuel left. He's going to be coming in the pits and restarting. Niffy, he's going to come across the line now with absolutely no fuel left either. Let's see if he can improve. He needs to get up into the 36s. And he's gone quickest with a 36.556. So it'll be Niffy into the pits now. Brocky's just about to complete his outlap. Alright, the order as it stands at the moment, we've got Niff with the fastest lap. We've got Brocky in second, only half a tenth off the pace. We've got Ando 3/10 off the pace of Niff. So about 2.5 tenths off the back of Brocky there. He's on an outlap too. You got Gravy. Gravy's 4 tenths behind Ando there. He's on an outlap. Giffo's on a flyer now. Chibi's on an outlap behind Gravy. Scozzy's started his first flyer after the initial fuel depleted. Matty Smacker's about to come out for one last go. McNova's on a flyer as well. We love Niff. All hail King Nifford. Come on, Niff, you raging cucumber. I mean, we're all impressed with Niff, aren't we? He kind of has a bit of a rock up and race attitude to a lot of things. So they delayed the start of this qualifying session by 5 minutes so Niff could jump in, and I bet you he's very thankful for that. He'll now be starting at the top of the field if it stays as it is instead of the back of the field. So well done, Niff, on that time. Brocky's just yielded that position on the track to behind Niff, so he'll probably want to chase Niff around. Bit of mental focus, having the fastest car on track and trying to better him ahead of you. Looks like he's giving him a lot of space though. He's burning as much fuel as he can. We're going to have one lap left now. Bit of a sniff for Brocky. Alright, we'll just go through him there. We've got McNova. He's coming across. He's coming on the straight now. He's going to come across the line in a second. We'll see if he can improve at all. He improves by half a second on his personal best. So that slots him up to 8th. Matty Smacker's coming across the line now. He's going to finish his outlap and have one lap to go. So he will potentially be the last person to complete a qualifying lap tonight. So we've got Ando. Ando's going to be the first of the rest of the bunch here to complete his last lap of qualifying. He's in that blue and purple colour shift with his Qantas logos on it. So if you didn't know, Ando's a pilot there, so he's proudly supporting in the company he works for, obviously. Let's see what he's got. Has he got anything in the tank here? No, misses. Just over a tenth, just under a tenth slower than his best time. So he'll start. Best position on track for him will be 3rd tonight. We've had Scozzy's finished, Giffo's finished. Gravy's about to come across the line now. He's binned his lap. That's big time on him. We have McNova now. Brocky has gone quickest. Brocky has gone quickest. He has done a 1 minute 36.493. So just over half a tenth ahead of Niff there in best time. Well done, Brocky. We half expect it, don't we, guys? Matty Smacker can't improve, so he'll be starting at the rear of the grid tonight. So we'll just go over the results that we have here. So we had Brocky pulling out the fastest lap at the end of the qualifying session there with a 1 minute 36.493, followed by Niff with a 1 minute 36.556. So very close between them, just over half a tenth. Then we go back to Ando, who was 3.5 tenths off the fastest lap. And then followed by Gravy and Scozzy, which will round out your top 5. Then we have Giffo in 6th, Chibi in 7th, MacNova in 8th. And then we have Mr. Smacker starting from the rear of the grid, which isn't the worst thing here. The first few corners, you tend to lose quite a bit of time if you start battling and start trying to go side by side with everyone. And yeah, so he'll be looking to just be patient, maybe save a pinch of fuel and try and gain a couple of spots. Brocky doing Nervous P. Giffo's changed the room settings now. Oh, we must have had someone else come in that hasn't qualified yet. Timmy Hill. So Timmy Hill will start from last and Matt Smacker will start at 9th. So it looks like we've got 10 people tonight. We'll just utilise this chance to have a second break to scoff down a bit more food and get ready to call this race. Alright, perfect timing. Managed to finish all my food. Alright, here we go. Start of round 4 of the Street2Track Season 5 Porsche Carrera Cup Series. Just waiting for the lights to go off. And Brocky's going to lead the way here. So you see all the cars, they're floating around the track trying to find their space. Brocky assumes the lead into turn 1. You've got Gravy and Niff side by side there. So Ando's missed out. He's dropped a spot. Not the greatest start from him. And you've got Giffo right at the back of Ando there, followed by Timmy Hill, Scozzy and Chibi. That's your top 8 right there. So Brocky's leading him away. It's starting to get real tight here. 3rd, 4th and 5th. Gravy, Ando and Giffo. Giffo's going around the outside of Ando here. Switches back to the outside. Ando defends well. So Gravy, big winner there. He's put himself up the 3rd spot. Brocky's still in the lead, followed by Niff and Gravy. That's your top 3. And then you've got Ando and Giffo there. Timmy Hill's gone from last to 6th. So we go back here, you've got Timmy Hill in 6th, Chibi in 7th, Matty Smacker in 8th, McNova in 9th, and Scozzy bringing up the rear of the field at the moment. So yeah, Giffo sniffing all over the back of Ando. So that's lap 1 complete. Did not see anybody absolutely bin it. Haven't seen anybody pick up a pen at the moment. So it seems like a clean start from everyone. So we've got Scozzy at the back of the field, and then McNova in 9th, Matty Smacker in 8th, Chibi in 7th, Timmy Hill in 6th. Giffo's just outbraked Ando into turn 1 here. You'll see Ando try and come for a switchback. And Gravy's made some kind of mistake, so let's see if we can find what he did there. So you see he's sitting in 3rd spot here coming into turn 1. He just outbrakes himself and runs wide. Very wide. So lucky he doesn't bin it, but he does drop himself a couple of positions there. So he's now sitting in 5th place behind Giffo and Ando. Unlucky, but not a race-ending accident, so that's alright. Head down, bum up, Gravy. You can make it back. Rucky, you're rooting for Niff, and then you'll watch the race. Hey, Smacker, you're used to it. Oh, well, mate, you start towards the rear of the field. You get to follow and try and gain some spots from the faster guys. Alright. So Brocky sitting in the lead here. He's just under a second ahead of Niff. And then we've got Ando, Giffo and Gravy all pretty close together. And then we've got Chibi and Timmy Hill's all over the back of Chibi, and Matty Smacker's not too far behind. So he'll be hoping for them to battle and go side by side a bit, so he can bring himself into the conversation here. Scozzy and then McNova bringing up the rear. Alright, and as we can see, because of the lobby reset to get Timmy Hill in there, the lobby has changed. It wasn't a greasy track to start off with. So we go back up the front here. So you've got Brocky's just starting to pull away from Niff, and you've got Ando and Giffo on the back of Niff here with Gravy not that far behind, still in touch with this lead pack. Seems like they've broken away from the likes of Chibi there. And Chibi's got Timmy Hill and Matty Smacker all over the back. So this is a nice little battle we're interested in here. The battle for second. I'm just looking at the stats of some of the drivers. You've got Giffo's used considerably more fuel and tyre than the others around him. So just go on board with Gravy for a lap so you can see what he's seeing with this battle ahead of him, what he's trying to keep up and keep in touch with. You've got Niffy ahead as he served a pen. He's dropped back. So Niffy must have served a pen there. He's dropped from second to fourth. So Giffo's assumed third position. Ando's got in second. So your top three at the moment is Brocky, who's driving away from this little battle for second here. Followed by Ando, Giffo, Niff and Gravy. So these four drivers are starting to stay real close with each other on the track. So expect to see this battle raging on for most of the race, we hope. They've all got a slightly different line into that left-handed corner there. Gravy's using a lot of the track to try and catch up. He is in the toe of Niff at the moment though. So Gravy's now right up the back of Niff here. Two different lines there from the drivers as well. Alright, that was a lapper following the battle for second. It looks like Ando may have just pulled out a tiny bit of a lead on Giffo now. And we just jump back here to Scozzy and Matt Smacker, who are almost side by side down the straight here. Timmy Hill's gotten a little bit away from these guys and Chibi's caught up a little bit. Scozzy defends the inside very well. So it is a battle for a minor position, but every position counts when it comes to points. Chibi will be licking his lips here, going, bring me into the battle, boys. Timmy Hill will be just trying to run away from him. So these guys have all got a bit of a gap between them now. It looks like there's about a second between each one, give or take. So Brocky's out in the lead. He's got a second and a half over Ando. Basically identical on fuel and tyres. We are now 8 minutes into this race. So I don't think there's going to be any pit stops happening if I'm looking correctly at some of these numbers. Maybe for Giffo. Maybe for Giffo. He's used considerably a lot more fuel than all the guys around him. Still got Matty Smacker on the back of Scozzy here. It looks like they've caught up to Timmy Hill a little bit, and Chibi's caught up to the back of them a bit. So we've gone from having a four-way battle nose to tail for second, to them spreading out a little bit, and now there's going to be a four-way battle going on for sixth spot. As these guys get all closer together, and we see Matt Smacker down the inside. Will he get the move done? Oh, there's been contact. We'll go back a little bit further to watch this. So he's come around the corner, he's just tapped Scozzy, it's unsettled his car a bit, and then he's just had Chibi accidentally grab the back of him while the incident was happening. Not much Chibi could have done there, but now that sends Matty Smacker back a little bit compared to the rest of them. So he'll be spewing that happened, but at the same time he'll be putting his head down and trying to catch up to this little group. So we'll go back up the front here. We've just picked up on Ando, who's just got a half a second penalty. So that's going to bring him into the grips of Giffo here behind him, but Giffo's got a fuel deficit problem compared to Ando. So he might get the position on the track, but unless he can bring back his fuel numbers, it looks like he might be the only pitter we have this race. Ando serves his pen there. He's taken full advantage. Ando will just keep it on the inside in the hope that he can defend that position. Where's Niff? Niff's not close enough to take advantage of it. Niff's still got Gravy a second behind him. But this just closens up that battle for second again as Giffo's all over the side of Ando. So Ando's managed to defend second place even with that pen. So Giffo's looking left, looking right. Real heavy braking there. Don't think there was contact. He pulled it up in time. He's trying to put the pressure on Ando here. Brocky's just stayed in the lead this entire race so far. Just over 10 minutes into the race now. Brocky is your leader, followed by Ando and Giffo. That's your top three. And then just behind him now is Niff sniffing on Giffo's bumper. And Gravy's not far behind them either. So this battle for second is well and truly not over. You've got Giffo and Niff in contention with it, and Gravy still in touch with the battle. So we see Niff go down the inside of Giffo on the very last corner there, and they'll go down the straight side by side. Niff just tucks in behind him. So Niff's potentially looking for a bit of a slipstream and then throw it down the inside up here. We'll just wait and see. No, does not attempt to pass. But now these boys are real close together. We think we're just seeing Gravy go a bit deep into turn one there on the brakes. Giffo's gone purple in that first sector. So we've got Scozzy in 6th, Chibi in 7th, Timmy Hill in 8th. Matty Smacker's caught up to the back of Timmy Hill now. And then Mac Nova all the way back in 12th spot. So it doesn't look like he's been able to have many good laps out of it. He's got a 51 there. The rest of them are 40s and 41s. So that'll be where he's lost all his time to the pack ahead of him. So Matty Smacker just goes through on Timmy Hill there. So Matty Smacker's put the car up the inside there. Timmy Hill's stuck on the outside, and it's just allowed Matty Smacker to take advantage there. Just manages to get the move done down the inside. So he's assumed 8th spot now. We've got Chibi up in 7th, Scozzy in 6th, Gravy's in 5th, almost 2 seconds off the back of Niff, who's in this battle for second. Is on the back of Giffo. Giffo's within slipstream range as well of Ando. These three have been close together all race. We've seen Ando copper pen, we've seen Niff copper pen, and we've seen Giffo start drinking the fuel like it's a happy hour at his local. As you see, Ando's 0.9 ahead, you've got Niffy 0.7 behind. Nice close battle here for second. All race they've been all stuck together, chopping and changing spots. They've all taken turns of that second position. The rest of the field's a bit spread out now, so this will probably be the closest battle on track. Ando's put almost 2/10 on Giffo now this lap. Having a look at it, we're about halfway through the race now, just over 14 minutes gone. Giffo's fuel, he's got about 1/3 of a tank left. He's got just under half of the tyre gone, just over half of the tyre gone on his rear left there. Most of his tyres are screaming out in pain compared to everything else. And you've got Niffys all over the back of Giffo, so Niffy won't know that Giffo's got a fuel deficit and a tyre deficit to him. As you can see, Niffy's looked after those rear tyres a lot better. He's also saved his fuel too. So we should see Giffo come into the pits very soon. And there he goes. So this will be our only pit stop for the race, will be Giffo. So this will drop him right back, but then he'll come out with fresh tyres, fueled to the end. He'll be able to be aggressive at the end here. Just see how efficient his pit stop is. Bit of fuel going in. So that's dropped him back big time. So he's gone fighting from second spot to being 6 seconds behind Timmy Hill essentially. Giffo has a heavy right thumb. I've heard people say he drives on auto. If only half a finger. Yeah, having half a finger won't help when it comes to calculating your fuel numbers. You're about half a finger wrong every time. So you got Brocky 3.5 seconds ahead of Ando, who is 1.5 seconds in front of Niff at the moment. That's your top 3. You got Gravy, who's just over 2 seconds behind Niff, but he's stayed in touch with this top battle pack. We'll just go through and look at their stats. Gravy's going to have to pull up on his fuel a tiny bit. Brocky's just a bit more tired than Ando, but they're pretty identical on fuel. In the grand scheme of things, this top 4 are very, very close on their tyre wear and fuel wear. Auto, X and Square in over the top view. He's an animal. My suggestion is Giffo learn how to drive manual. Just because he seems to have that fuel deficit every race compared to everyone else. So if he learned how to drive manual, he'd be a real threat. As we see Matty Smacker now come in the pits as well. Ford people. It's like talking to a brick wall to try and get him to do that. Yeah, no, I did see him buy a G Pro recently and almost immediately sell it. So, you know, people are comfortable doing what they're comfortable doing. Alright, Brocky, Ando and Niff are still your top 3. Gravy's sitting on the back of them in 4th, and he's now 3.2 behind Niff. So he's starting to lose a bit of ground on him. Scozzy's in 5th spot now. He's well behind Gravy, and he's got a big buffer there to Chibi. Chibi's got 8 seconds behind him is Timmy Hill, and now Giffo's coming up to the back of Timmy Hill now. Got Mac Nova's moved his way up to 9th spot because of Matty Smacker, who's jumped in the pits for fresh tyres and to just top his fuel up. So we'll just jump on board for Giffo and watch him chase down Timmy Hill for a moment. So we're just seeing Giffo there make his move on Timmy Hill. See how much more aggressive you can be and how much faster you can be late stages of the race with a fresh set of tyres. But unfortunately that's put him from being a couple of seconds off the lead to now 35 seconds off the lead. Mac Nova livery looks great on the Porsche. It looks fucking excellent, mate. I like that grey, yellow and white. I do think there's not enough people that do grey in their liveries. I think it's an underrated colour. But yes, it does look absolutely amazing, that Revolution race gear. If I had to pick a few, well, I mean, let's pick a few liveries that look amazing. Mac Nova's looks amazing. I do like Matty Smacker's here. It is white, simple, basic, but it's got Metallica on it. So he's incorporated metal into yet another livery. I love that. We've got Timmy Hill here. So he's got the Hills Media House livery. Basic, simple, but it works. And Giffo, I really do like that Fujitsu livery that he's got. So it's not as black of a black that's on everything else. It's a slightly lighter shade of black. But with the red highlights, it looks amazing. Chibi, the Absolute Vodka. I do like how the blue and the orange sit on that car together. Looks really good. Scozzy in a Martini livery. I think we all agree Martini liveries are good on most of the cars. You pull them off right, they look amazing. Yeah. Gravy in the first logistics there, the orange and blue. And Niffy, I really like this one here by Niffy. I like how he's got the pinkish purple blue highlights there, and then both of his front headlights, he's got one that's got the blue on it and one that's got the pink on it. So that does well to balance out those little highlights that he's got on the car. Ando, he's put a colour shift on there. So that's the fanciest thing about his livery, a few Qantas decals. Pretty basic, but you know, he doesn't need to talk with his liveries, he talks with his racing actions. So he's sitting up in second now, 3.5 seconds off the back of Brocky, who, as we all love, the Boxer Beauty liveries there. They look amazing in every car he does them in. It's solid standout colours. You know it's a Brocky 05 sim racing car when you see a car with those two colours on it. Have we got any battles happening on track? They've all split themselves apart now. So Giffo's now checked out to the tune of 8 seconds over Timmy Hill, so he's beginning his chase down on Chibi. They're all a few seconds apart from each other now. Who's the closest? This is probably it here. You've got Chibi 3.3 off the back of Scozzy, but then you've got Giffo chasing them down. Should see the one Brocky's done for the Wednesday Series Ford, man, looks incredible. I did see a bit of a picture when it came to rims, that the discussion in the Wednesday Discord thread. I did see the side angle of that car and it looks great. I will say, being the person that's actually running this Wednesday series that's coming up, I am amazed by the amount of detail people have put into their liveries. I think it's going to look really amazing. Everyone's put a lot of detail and time into their liveries. They all look amazing. If you haven't heard, there's a Wednesday series starting up. It's called the Wednesday Mark Cars series. We're basing it off the Generation 1 Mark car. And moving forward, each season will be a different road car built to race spec with an engine swap. So I don't know what we're going to do next season, whether we move to the Mark Car 2 or Street2Track do their own version of it. But I'm really looking forward to that series. So we come back to the Porsche Cup here. You've still got Brocky in the lead of Ando, and then Niff in third. And Gravy's managed to keep a hold of fourth, so he's been sitting third, fourth and fifth this whole race, so he'll be quite happy with his performance here tonight. And Scozzy managed to make his way up to fifth after there was a bit of a turn one incident between this last pack here, and he's managed to create some space behind him, so he's not under threat. He can just sit there and do his hit his numbers, do his times. We do look at his timing sheet, and he's been doing constant 39s with a couple of 38s thrown in there, so that's helped him stay ahead of Chibi, who's behind, who's done the same thing, constant 39s, a 38. It's been a few mistakes though, so he hasn't had a perfect race, but he's still sitting in sixth. And Giffo has gone from being 5-ish seconds behind now to being 3 seconds behind Chibi. So he'll be coming in quick. You can't do liveries to save your life, but the team boss does an awesome job, so it's a win. Yeah, that's a good thing. There's always, when you team up with people and that, there's always someone that's really amazing at liveries that's happy to do them for you. Then there's people that are really good at practice and coming up with tunes, etc. And that's why I love Street2Track. Everyone, whether you're a team or not, everyone collaborates with each other and helps each other become better. As we've seen Giffo now, he's assumed 6th position. He's full sending it. The rear of that Porsche is darting around like it's trying to find a power pole to wrap itself around, like we see all the time. No power poles here. Just a bit of grass and a few concrete barriers. But now he's coming for Scozzy with 5 minutes remaining. Can he make up 5 seconds on Scozzy now? So Brocky, Ando, Niff top 3, Gravy, Scozzy round out your top 5, and Giffo is a man on a mission trying to get back into that top 5. He's one of only 2 people to pit this race. Giffo and Matty Smacker were the 2 to pit. As we see, Matt Smacker's also only 2 seconds off the back of Mac Novan now. So these guys are actually teammates for the Monday TCR series that we do. So they'll be, nice and respectful on track and everything, but it's always good to have a battle with someone that you team with. So as you can see now, he's gone from about 2 and a bit seconds behind now to just under 2 seconds. So that'll be the fresher tyres coming into play here. He's got 4 minutes now to see if he can make up half a second a lap and put a move on. We'll jump back up to Giffo, see what he's done. He's worked a second and a half into Scozzy already. So we're probably potentially looking at a last lap battle between Giffo and Scozzy. Giffo's really sending it. And you see he's very slidey with the car. He's trying to put as much power down as early as possible. You know, it just goes to show you can play this game on controller with automatic settings and still mix it with some of the big boys. He was right up there in that four-way battle for second until he pitted. Here he comes. He's now 3 seconds off the back of Scozzy. He's got 3 minutes remaining, so that's going to be what? Potentially 2 laps, possibly a third lap if he does a couple of 37s in there. We'll just run through the field again. So we've got Brocky05. He is 3 seconds ahead of Ando. Brocky has led this race from the start of the race. He got pole position just over Niff. And since turn 1, he's sat in first spot for the entire race. Hey, Goju, thanks for the follow and the subscribe. How you going, mate? Pity to not see you here. Oh, 10 community gifts. Bloody hell. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Those viewers are going to appreciate it too for some ad-free viewing. So yeah, Brocky is 2.5 seconds ahead of Ando. Ando was in that battle for second at the start of the race. Chopping and changing, dropping to 4th at one point, sitting in 3rd for a while of it. Thanks for filling in, greatly appreciate it. No, all good, Goju. Always happy to help out when I can. I could, so I did. Yeah, thank you for the support, the subscriptions there. Really appreciate it. Alright, so yeah, Ando in second. Then we've got Niffy. He's about 6.5 seconds back here, sitting in 3rd. Gravy's in 4th. He's been in the top 5 all race. He'll be really happy with that. Giffo's got around Scozzy. I don't know if we will have that on replay, whether that happened a bit ago. It looks like by how close they are, that would have happened in the hairpin turn. So Giffo's managed to make his way back up to 4th, but I don't think he's going to make 10 seconds on Gravy. So these top 4 will have 2 laps to go. Not sure if Giffo will get 2 laps in, but from 6 down we'll only have 1 lap to go. So Scozzy is in 6th, Chibi in 7th, Timmy Hill in 8th, McNova 9th, with Matty Smacker right there at the moment. It's not done, it's not finished. Matty Smacker takes it. So we'll just see he's just sitting all over the back of McNova here. He knows he's got the tyre advantage, being only one of 2 pitters. Uses the real wide line to come out on the inside of the exit. Just utilises that grip advantage. Oh, and he's come off. He has come off. So let's see what happened. This is where we flicked over to the replay and the live action. Matty Smacker's trying to defend the inside here. Oh, and he's just outbraked himself. He's outbraked himself so bad that he's sent it into the gravel, and that's put him right back, so he won't be happy with that. Last lap rain. It does look a bit foggy out there. I don't think it's dark enough to rain. But the track definitely would have cooled down. Now what's going to happen here with Giffo? Is Giffo going to get around for 1 more lap? And he does. That timer hit 0 and Giffo went over the line after it hit 0. So we'll have Scozzy comes across the line in 6th. You've got Chibi in 7th. Going to have Timmy Hill. He's got space ahead of him and behind. Unless he pulls over the track and gets out and does some autographs, he's going to finish 8th. So well done to Timmy. And we're going to have McNova in 9th. Matty Smacker almost had 9th after pitting. Unfortunately, he went off the track at turn 1 last lap. Unfortunate for him. But as we see, Brocky is coming around the final couple of corners now. Ando's still, 2.5 to 3 seconds behind. Scozzy was on fuel map 6 for the last 2 laps to make it. And that explained why Giffo got you so quick. We were expecting Giffo to get up there, but yeah, we went somewhere else on track and ended up missing the move. So Brocky's coming across in first, Ando in second. You've got Niff doing Niff things. It's going to come across the line in third. So your top three are the top three in qualifying. Just Niff and Ando have swapped positions there. Gravy with fourth, very good drive from Gravy. He stayed in touch with that battle pack as long as he could, and it wasn't until about halfway through the race he started falling off the back of him. And then here's Giffo, our last man across the line, but he'll cross it in fifth position. Well done, everyone. That was a good race. It didn't look like there were any major incidents except that one that involved Chibi and Matt Smacker in turn one, which I don't think is going to be a penalty at all. It was just a bit of an incident. But well done. Great race, everyone. The workers section up here. Yeah. Thanks for doing commentary. Wasn't the most eventful race. It's all good. Happy to do comms. Happy to do the broadcast. So we'll just have it here. We've got Brocky, who was in first place, Ando in second, Niffy in third, Gravy in fourth, Giffo with the fastest lap of the race in fifth. He was one of our two pit stoppers. Then we had Scozzy in sixth, Chibi in seventh, Timmy Hill in eighth, McNova ninth, and Matty Smacker in 10th, our only other pit stopper. So two people pitted, everyone else didn't. So obviously the no stop was the way to go, but sometimes you just can't manage the tyre and fuel to get there. Fastest lap by Giffo. Yeah, Goju. It was the fastest lap by Giffo. He did shoot into his fuel compared to everyone else around him though. And being one of the two pit stoppers, we would have expected him to have a really good lap. Sad bear shit, I missed the stream. That's alright, mate. I can tell you what happened. Brocky won. Ando came second. Niff came third. So we had a field of 10 drivers tonight. There wasn't too much drama. There was one kind of racing incident that I saw. But other than that, everyone was nice and respectful on track with each other. So we're going to leave it here, boys. Thank you for turning up. Thank you to Goju for the gift subs and the sub. Really appreciate it. Thanks to all the likes of Sad Bear, Foz, Scozzy, Rucky, Goju, Matty Smacker earlier. All you guys that jumped in chat, kept me company. Qantas, thank you for showing up tonight. I'm just glad I can show you guys these races when the other people can't. We are going to find someone to raid out to that's playing Gran Turismo. Chuck a few Mark car laps on. Yeah, maybe. It's the Mark cars that are coming up. We've got a Wednesday series starting next week. The Street2Track Mark cars. We went over it a little bit before. Yeah, bring yours. There'll be a spot, Sad Bear. We're just going to throw up a few laps of these Mark cars. They are. This series is going to be based on the Mark Car 1, so it's an engine swapped, V8 engine swapped Ford Focus, put to race spec. So it's got the roll cage, it's got tow points, bonnet pins, etc. It's got all the racing stuff that it needs, and then it's had the engine swap. We run a horsepower and PP limit on them, racing soft and wet tyres only. Where are we? I don't know if I saved this. I thought I saved the settings. So yeah, we will throw up a couple of laps of those, I guess. Where are we first? Catalonia National. 40 minutes. So yeah, it's a It's a race-built car series that we're going to do. I'm not sure what we're going to do next season with it. We'll see how this first season goes. We've got a few options. We could possibly do the Mark II, which is a Mustang, that has a V8 swap. The Mustang road car has a V8 swap. The Shelby GT350R or whatever it is has an engine swap, so that could be a potential for next season. Or if we don't do that, I've got a bunch of other cars that are built to race spec with an engine swap. We can have fun for ages with this series. Get a few on track. Yeah, if we get a few on track, I'll run a few lap race. Sad Bear, what wing to use on the Focus? Whatever wing you want, mate. I'm not fussy. The aero parts are open. A lot of people are running the big rally style wing. So there's a couple I've seen that are just running the normal racing wing. Are they the same in terms of performance? Yeah, the last two wings, the racing style wing and the rally spec wing, both offer the same amount of downforce. So there is no real difference between them. It's more of a visual difference. Prohibited. I think that's about right in terms of settings. But yeah, they should be the same in terms of performance, Sad Bear. I'm not fussed in which one you run. You just run whichever one you prefer the look of. So we'll leave that for a sec. We'll just let people know in the Discord that we're doing another test and tune. All right, we will jump in our one. I've got to turn my wheel on. All right, so let's jump in our car. So this is what we're doing with this series. We're running the Ford Focus with the V8 engine swap. A few livery requirements. You've got your Street2Track somewhere on the front that's visible. Your Mark Car Series banner there, the black banner. I haven't got a number in because I'm not really going to be racing it unless the numbers are low. There's that Mark symbol that's on the rear spoiler there. If you just throw that somewhere else on the car, that'd be great. And then you've got the window banner there. So that's our Ford Focus. That's what the car looks like, the Ford Focus, the rims that we've got. And then, yeah, you just throw those requirements for the livery on there. We've got bonnet pins and tow points. We've got roll cage. So it's meant to look as race car-y as possible. And this is what we'll base our first season of this on. So it's a supercharged V8 that we're running. Some people are running a high supercharger, some people are running a low supercharger. I've done all my testing in this with the low supercharger on it. Another thing with these cars is you really need to remember your braking markers. They do take a second to wind down their speed in the braking zone. But it'll be good, it'll be fun, and plus you've also got options like with your diff settings, you can have it more to the rear, you can have it split 50-50. But they are, once you get your head around them being taking a bit long to brake, and the way that they corner and handle, that will be a really fun series. And we've also got 2 wet rounds. So we've got a wet round at Tokyo, which isn't the normal Tokyo that we do at Street2Track. It's a different layout of the Tokyo. It's east counterclockwise or something. And then we've got Autopolis as well. So we've got 2 wet rounds, 6 dry rounds. There's no sign up, there's no approved driver list. This is it's kind of bridging the gap a little bit between our regular BOP events that everyone can jump in and race, and the more hardcore tuned events that are approved drivers only. This is somewhere in the middle of that. Giving people a taste of what the Monday and Thursday series are like, with a kind of rock up and race style and format. So now we had a test and tune lobby for this last night, and we had Ando throw out a high 1 minute 8. Most people were around that 1 minute 9, 1 minute 10 mark. We've got Gravy in the lobby too as well. Oh, it's alright, Sad Bear. I will say I will be monitoring people's builds as well in that first round. Checking to make sure there's not a particular bonnet pin you need, there's not a particular roll cage you need. Just as long as those options are on, it doesn't matter which one of those options it is. Just want them all to look like they are a built race car and not just like a road car with a massive engine in it. But we'll be checking all that and letting people know if they're missing anything, but if there's any questions or queries, feel free to message me. Happy to help everyone out. We have a tune that's up in the Discord from Matty Smacker. I haven't put my tune up because mine's probably a lot softer than a lot of other people, because I've more so utilised this. There's Sad Bear there. We've more so utilised this this car just to kind of tune it so it's a bit easy to stay on track, and I can work out fuel and tyre multipliers and weather patterns for the rain. Your horn works, yeah, Sad Bear, it works very well. All got horns in the car too. And I think if Nick joins, he'll like it because these things can be slid around a bit. And he can put on a bit of a smoke show for us and do niffy things. Alright, we'll see what these other boys have. So what's Gravy got? It's looking really good. Street2Track mark car there. No actual sponsorship, just Street2Track on there. Looks good. Like the colour as well. The colour of that blue really comes through well. So he's got, as you see, you can probably just notice that he's got bonnet pins on there, but they're not the bonnet pins I had, they're other ones, that's fine. We can see the blue inside the car of a roll cage. Doesn't matter what one it is, as long as it's a roll cage. He's got the Street2Track window banner. He doesn't have the Street2Track on the front bonnet, but he's got the marked car symbol on there. That's good enough. The number plate. The number board. So yeah, that's looking good, Gravy. Nice basic, but looks nice and aggressive at the same time. And Sad Bear, Team Jesus. Repent and believe the gospel. So we have a black Black livery here from Sad Bear. Showing us the horn works. He's got an L plate next to his window banner, that's fine. He's got the number board on the side. It's just kind of missing the Street2Track on the very front of it. Doesn't matter if it's on the front bottom bonnet part or if it's on that front spoiler. We can see a roll cage in there, we can see bonnet pins. So yeah, these are what the cars are, nice little Ford Focusts. What's missing? I'll show you my one. Just one thing's missing. Just the Street2Track on the front. We have it in the TCR as well. But see how on my bonnet there, the bottom of my bonnet, I've got Street2Track. If you can whack Street2Track on yours, it doesn't have to be in that spot. It can be on the front lip of the spoiler, down the bottom near the road, just somewhere on the front that's visible with the Street2Track with the flag on it. That's it essentially that's missing from yours. But yeah, as long as there's that one there on the front, the marked car's window banner, and your number board on the side of the car, you'll get away with it. Also got Goju in here too. So Goju with his car. See, Goju's got the Street2Track on the front spoiler there. He's got the marked cars window banner. He's got the number board there. He's got marked cars under sprunk. So that's a nice looking livery. There's a lot of detail behind that one. Someone said I needed more Jesus in my life, someone from S2T. Well, if I believe last night, your livery on last night's test and tune session had Hail Satan on the back. So I was a bit surprised you've gone from one extreme to the other, mate, but it's all good. So Goju rocking the black and green sprunk livery, the essence of life. Looks amazing. So I was saying before in stream that this series is going to look really good in the photos. A lot of people have spent a lot of time preparing their cars and doing their liveries. From what I've seen from the guys that were in last night, it's going to look really good on the photos. So yeah, there's our marked cars. So a little bit of patience will be needed, braking mid-corner, just to make sure you get the car turned in enough to put that power down. And as you can see, picked up a track limit pen there, so track limit pens will be on. Just on weak, pit lane pens will be on too, blue flag rules, yellow flag rules, etc. it'd be really good to see if anyone else has told it's the right one. Let me know if not. And it'd be fun little cars, and they're going to be really, really hard to drive in the wet as well. So we'll check out this. You've sent me, Sad Bear. Where did you send it? Did you send it on PSN? Give me 1 sec to check. Yeah. Oh no, don't be sorry about it. I just don't get notifications when I'm broadcasting at all about messages and stuff like that. But yeah, that looks like. Hold on, I'll jump off track so I can look at it properly. That looks like the one. Yeah, that doesn't have the flag next to it, but that's fine. It's still got the Street2Track there. It doesn't have to be that big, but that's fine. You can make it smaller if you want, but basically, yeah, there where it is, you're fine with it. So it's going to be a nice, real interesting series here. So I'll really be interested in seeing who comes to the show with the right tune each week, because the tracks are very different. The gearing, especially the gearing you have for round one, you will not want for the Tokyo round. Put it that way. Do a proper delivery in the coming days, just slapped it together. No, that's fine, mate. That is absolutely fine. See, Goju's been testing the limits. 2.5 second pen there. So these pens are on weak as well. You might pick up another half second for going wide. Doesn't. Yeah, some really good looking cars. Sad Bear's out on track now, so he's there. He's got the Street2Track on the front of it. So he's now ticked all of his boxes in liveries. He just said on stream that he'll be doing one proper one. This is just a bit of a slap together one. These Focuses with the V8, they're going to sound good, they're going to race each other good. I've tried to tinker with the settings to the point where there's some tracks where you will need to pit for your tyres. Other tracks where you might need to save a little bit of fuel if you can. And then the wet races will be good because that'll be flat out racing. You'll just have to pick and choose when you're taking your wet tyres and when it's alright to come out on dry tyres. I do like how much options everyone's got. Everyone's got their brake bias option. Everyone's got full settings. There's also the torque split. That'll be different from car to car. Hey Digger, how you going, mate? Going good, that's good. Yeah, excited for this Wednesday series. I heard you in voice chat the other night, last week, whenever it was, saying when are we going to start Wednesdays again. So it's good to see you coming in for these marked cars. Made a few mistakes in the last race, but happy with P4. I noticed, I said on stream that you had a really good drive. You were in that battle for second for quite a while. And it wasn't until about halfway through the race you started dropping off the back. Especially after Giffo pitted, that's when you kind of started dropping off more and more as you saved your tyres and fuel. But you did very well. You stayed in touch with that battle pack for second for long enough to give you a nice buffer behind you. So that was a good drive from you. Well done for the fourth. I mean, when your top three are Brocky, Ando and Niff, whoever's in fourth is the real winner, you know. The best of the rest. No, all good. All good. I'm keen as for this series as well. I can't wait to see all these cars running around. Because we'll go through the track list here as well. Where are we? Wednesday. Alright, so our track list will be, we will start here at Catalunya National Circuit. And then our next race after this will be Tokyo East counterclockwise. It will be a wet race in the afternoon. All the races will be in the afternoon unless otherwise specified. So you've got Tokyo East counterclockwise in the afternoon after this, so it will require a bit of a different tune, especially in your gearbox. And I will say from the weather report, you will need wet tyres when that rain hits in the middle of the race. So that'll be a bit different to what we're used to. It's a different Tokyo layout and it's also wet. And then we go back to dry racing at Majore East reverse. And then we move on to St. Croix A reverse. And then we go to Yamagiwa and Miyabi, the dual track there. But we'll be doing that in twilight. So that'll be our only kind of night race there. And then we'll move on to Autopolis, where that will be a wet race as well. A bit different in the weather compared to Tokyo. And then after Autopolis, it'll be Blue Moon Infield A reverse. So a few reverse layouts this time, just to do something different. And then we will finish the season off at Eager Norwood, the new track that's being released next week. So that'll be the track list for this Wednesday series. It will start on the 24th, so it will start Wednesday coming up. We are doing a 10-minute qualifier and then a 40-minute race. If I get enough people that want to run 2 lobbies, we'll just do 2 10-minute qualifiers, and then each race will have its own 10-minute qualifier after that. We'll work around those things. But the rain for the tracks basically is Tokyo will start on the edge of being wet enough for intermediates and dry enough for slicks, and that'll dry out to about halfway through the race where we'll start to see a shower and then a downpour, and then it'll ease up and it should be wet for the rest of the race. And then Autopolis will start with heavy rain, and then that'll just slowly disappear and get drier as we go by, with maybe a light sprinkle at the end. So that's what we're looking at with the weather. You like the car, it's a bit wild, but the four-wheel drive helps it pull out of the corner. Yeah, so the big things that we need to remember with these cars is, like, my suggestions would be make sure you hit your brake marker. It does take a moment to slow the car down, and if you overshoot it, you really do overshoot it. Make sure you're going slow enough for turn in. It's kind of one of those cars that you want to slow down enough to be able to hit your apex, point it to the the exit of the corner and just full power it. And I think because of the amount of torque these cars have, especially down low, it'll be a bit of a point and squirt with the throttle from mid corner on. You can't brake and turn it. No, so yeah, it's a bit hard. I mean, like, some people will be able to, some people won't. So just another challenge thrown into the mix. But yeah, four-wheel drive is a bit of a safety net. We will be moving away from four-wheel drive in the next season. I'm just not sure what route we're going to go down. Most of the cars I have on the list for potential seasons after this are all rear-wheel drive. There is 2 front-wheel drive cars and about 8 rear-wheel drive cars that I have. So you just see Goju pick up another pen there, really pushing it. Another thing we had was Ando in practice last night, knock out a 1:08 on this track. So he'll be one to watch out for as per usual. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this lobby up for a while. I am going to jump off stream. I'm going to have to go and make sure the kids have gone to bed or are going to bed, getting ready for bed, etc. I really appreciate you guys coming through. Really appreciate the gift subs, Goju. Thank you very much. I am really looking forward to this next series, and I was more than happy to help out tonight with the broadcast of the Carrera Cup. So we're going to raid out to someone. I will leave this lobby open for a while. And until then, thank you very much, guys. We are going to go to Miss Tiny Turnip. We've got Aussie GTR. We've got Water Arrow and I believe Romeo over there, and Greenie over there doing some racing. So we'll go see her. Go cheer on the boys. Thank you very much for coming in, guys. Thank you very much for the support and love tonight. Happy to help out. And until next time, look after yourselves.